Damn it! I spoiled the title of my next stream because I already had pre-set it, and then I forgot to change it for this stream because this is now happening first. Anyway, so the system's booted. Double check the heater. Okay, so talking about heaters, before I forget, I've got the Kingpin heater on here, and it's for. Why the fuck is the door open? This echo is horrendous. Okay, let's go to room cam. If I suffocate from the LN2 fumes, it's for a good cause. It's for a less echoey stream. Anyway, so I've got the Kingpin heater on here, and it's not like it doesn't work as well as it used to. It doesn't put out as much heat as it used to. So on AM4 with the slightly fewer PCB layers, it's still kind of okay. It's borderline. On AM5, it's a total no-go. Your board just freezes over. What I would usually use is this heater that HiCookie made. So it only has mounting for AM4/5 and LGA 1700. So that covers a lot. But I'm a bit, this is being a bit paranoid, but not that I've asked the mods or anything, but just to be absolutely super safe, I'm using a retail heater because little known fact, your entire rig has to be retail. Nothing is allowed to be ES. And I think that if you really went, not that this is visible on rig picks or anything, but I just want to follow the rules 1000%. If you really follow the rules, I believe this would be considered an ES heater because it's put out, it's not available retail. It's put out by one of the known manufacturers, and there's more than one of them. So it's not like a prototype or something. Like there's a lot of them floating around. This has a lot. This has the opposite problem where you almost kind of have to semi sort of pull down a little bit before you turn it on because it's so hot. Whereas the Kingpin, you have to turn it on 15 minutes before. Anyway, quick look at the rig. B550 masterboard. I needed that. I can use the crosshair because it doesn't have support for this early APU. The APU is a 3000G, which is Zen Plus, which is 2000 Ryzen series for the non-APUs. I've got my usual G-Skill A2. What are they? Trident Z Neos. Still waiting for my Royals to come back from RMA. Got the latest revision. Kingpin pot. The T-Rex, which is, I believe, the last remaining CPU pot that he makes. And that's pretty much it. There's not much to this. Obviously a display out card so we don't stress the APU. And I've built not saying this is the most efficient or anything, but I just wanted to build a server 2022 which is based off of Windows 11. So that's what I've been running. But let me load up my profile. No pour cam today, no postcode cam today. Things that I may end up regretting not having in place, but it was either that or I wasn't going to stream at all. I've got a sore wrist today. Well, all week actually. I don't even have buttons on this thing. I'm just using the Noctua little screw thing to hit reset and power. That'll have to do. Okay, so no jokes, please. This is my non-dominant hand. I've got a sore, like actually the hand itself is sore as well, and the fingers, but it started off with just the wrist. Yeah, so even just, I don't know, it's just discomfort. It's not like I need to go to the hospital or something, but it's just concerning. Even small stuff like I'm hitting the delete button. Why is this not easier? Fuck. Okay, increase the frequency. So you laugh, but because the rig is to my right, if I'm setting something up on the rig, if I'm pouring or whatever, I hit delete with my left, and even that gives me discomfort in this hand. It's just a little bit shit. And I don't see the postcode from the side either. I think that, like, if I had the time, yay. I mean, by right, the rig should be to the left of me, which, I mean, this is 156 streams in, right? Like, for the vast majority of streams, the rig has been to the left of me in the previous houses that I was in. And I hate how on Modern Gigabyte there's this, they can fob you off, like they fake you out with this favorites menu, but you have to reconfigure it every single time, which is a bit annoying. I'll go safe. I'll go 42x, and I want to disable power down, which keeps on re-enabling itself even though it should be part of the profile, and I favorite the sub timings. I'll just give you a quick look at them. The 9 passed, 8 didn't pass, so 8 is the min for TRP, and 8 didn't pass but 9 did, which I know this is funky to have TRFC lower than TRFC 2 and 4, but for some reason it worked out for me. Okay, so I'll give it a, so my probe is showing, it's been a long time since I've had an LN2 stream. Anyway, the probe is showing 29 plus. That's still fine. I'll give it one quick boot, and then I might actually literally just, while that's booting, already get some LN2. Is it gonna boot? It's thinking about it. That's not full at all, but it's the old A2 hang. Jesus, okay. I might literally just hit reset and pull it down a bit. Oop. It's going to bias, so I did actually fail to post. Yeah, the mem's down. That camera's a bit far away, isn't it? Okay, I'm still experimenting. Don't treat me too harshly, but I do need the ceiling fan on for the fumes. Right. Let that boil down a bit. Goes sub-zero. So these chips do have a cold bug, or I mean, it's probably like technically incorrect to say they have a cold bug. They tend to cold bug. Let's put it this way. Depending on the board and OS combo and what voltages you have available to you and stuff, they tend to cold bug. Okay, now that we're cold, I'll give it 1.7, 1.45. I'll just see how that goes. Yeah, this postcode on the opposite side is gonna be a bit of a problem, isn't it? I love it when a plan works out. Looks like a post. I need a CD. One of the Aussie benchers always uses a CD to like reflect the postcode back into his face from like an odd angle. Okay. 1.7 minus 30 will go 45. Quiet chat today. It's Friday night. I don't know, it's funny. Oh, that reminds me. Meant to tell someone the stream was up. I mean, they should really be just subscribing to the various different places, but you know. Come on. What is this shit? I'm bugging out. Okay. Okay, so but that did actually do what it was meant to do. Okay, I'm gonna be greedy. Hey, Paul. Okay, I wanna minus 40, 1.7, 48x. There we go. What's it doing? Okay, it's hanging on an F code. F codes aren't good. Stands for fuck you. Yeah, F3. I'll meet it halfway. I'll go 46x. Or maybe just a straight reboot might do it. The error handling is quite good on this board. A what? A 2. Okay, I see splash screen. It should cleanly go into bias, and then I just go down on the multi. I'll do steppies, little steppies. Oh, it did apply that. It's just being a bit dumb. Do I have a loose SATA? Why is it not showing my drive? Okay. Give it a clean reboot then. Oh, actually just an F10. It's the same thing, isn't it? So the current record is held by my good friend Bilko at 5G. Less than 1,000 points. That should be doable, but you never know. Oh, what's with this slow posting? Hey, Vinster. I didn't do this on ambient. I'm only at minus 40. I don't know. I mean, it does eventually go into bias, but I just... Is it kind of just complaining about the RAM settings? The same CPU as Bilko's? No way. These are so cheap, there's no point in... I mean, it's not like that chip is even all that good. Do I need a BIOS clear? I mean, it's not really like... Yeah, I don't really get it. Hey, now it wants to go into BIOS. I don't get it. I just hit reset. It should have the same behavior it just had. I don't really want to drop RAM. There's not going to be that much scaling with cold. Okay, let's do this. Gigabyte, yes, indeed. 90. Okay, I think it's booting. 90 is a boot postcode. Okay, that's more like core though. That looks a bit more like core. So let's go 46. Has me worried though. There's something weird going on. Like, so I could do almost 4.3 ambient. So you'd imagine 4.5 minus 20, 4.7 minus 40. Like, well, maybe it just falls off a cliff. Who knows? Huh. No, I didn't want. Fuck me. I need to stop. I mean, it seems stupid. I just lifted a doer with my bad wrist. But for some reason, that exact movement of smashing the delete key actually hurts it more than lifting a 50 kilo doer. Well, half of it anyway. Okay. Okay, let's just go 46. So this score anyway isn't all that important because the stage is 2 core, whatever it is, 2 core, 4 core, 8 core, 12 core or something, and it's an average, and it's the multi-core score. So this score, like whether or not I get a 10k or a 12k or a 14k doesn't really matter because the top score, like the 12 core score will be like 120k or something. Okay, so we didn't have to drop RAM clock, so that's good. Boot 4.6, RAM is as it was. Here's a small look at the timings. I know this TRFC under 100 for the nanoseconds and then this lower than these two is a bit weird, but it seemed to be scoring quite well for me. So I'm not going to deviate from that. Yeah, so it's going to be, I mean, I often say this, but it's going to be a chill stream because I don't have any, I want to bin this chip. I want to produce a cold score because I have so much LN2 in the house. I may as well do like LN2 everything for Team Cup. But not. That's why I'm streaming this, is because, oh look, he's got the server 2022 tweak. So what? I'm producing a score that's not really counting towards anything. Yeah, the IMC is really, really good. I mean, 3866 on ambient wasn't that far away. Like I could. This is GDM on though. I don't know if it's a board thing or an IMC thing or maybe even a RAM thing because A2 GDM off is harder. So yeah, 1T, so like more like 1.5T, but it is good IMC. The other chip, so this chip did 42.75, 1.6 V core, Noctua air cooling, ambient, 3800 RAM with these timings, and the other chip wasn't so far behind. It was 42.25 multi with 3733 RAM. So one strap lower, 2 clicks of the multi lower, and everything else the same. 1.6 V core, same cooler, same paste, same ambient temperature, that kind of thing. Okay, so 13.1 or thereabouts. So if we can if you can just basically run the same thing with 100 megahertz more. So earlier I was getting what was it, 50 points. I think I was getting 50 points per 25 megahertz. Does that sound about right? Something along those lines. Capture that. So that's 13072. 13072, and don't forget the valid file. I couldn't get Zen states working. If someone has some bright ideas of how to actually get it working, I'd be appreciative, because I don't have multi-control in OS as it stands. So if I apply this, yeah, that's the same bug I got earlier. I think I may. What's wrong is actually I just have to enable P states in BIOS probably, because I disable those for efficiency reasons. But if I actually need them for something, then then I need them for something. So I need to go colder. So I'm minus 50 now. Yeah, the SCLs may be able to go down to 2, but it doesn't do anything in Geekbench. I mean, I don't want to make any sort of categorical statements like it doesn't do anything in Geekbench, because someone's going to find like a mobile platform where it does something. But the benefit in Geekbench on this platform is like almost zero, and I had trouble tightening them, so I just let them be like the Beatles. Okay, maybe minus 80 or something. That should be a Coldbox safe temp. Yeah, let's let it tick over to minus 70, and then hit the button. Time for a refill. Yeah, I tried, but Vinster, I tried the 4 thing. Sorry, I tried the 2 thing, as you suggested, and I got the same bug. So now I tried the 4 just in case that would work. Because there's no point, like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? So there was no point in me trying the same thing I tried earlier already. So that's minus 80. I might just lay off and get a run out. I think that should beat the Bilko score. I think that's like another 100. 100 is a lot. Like, I was doing 25 steps and I was getting results on ambient. Okay, so we've got our 4.7. We've got everything else as before. Let's do a run, and I'll do a little pour during the run. I have to disagree there. When I overclock, I sometimes kind of try to respect the lucky run or respect the unlucky run and actually do something 2 or 3 times in a row. But in general, I change a variable every single time. So 13.153 is our target. And the heavy tests are SFFT and DFFT for core at least. So if they pass, you shouldn't have any issues. Okay, 13.3. So we got like we got 250 points out of that. Okay, so this is basically, I don't want to say, oh, this is stream over now, but this is like the target achieved. So at some point during the stream, I may even just valid this valid, just to be totally safe. And like, that's all I'm looking for now. It's like, oh, let's have fun with this chip. Let's find out where the CB is. Let's max the core clocks, that kind of thing. So that's why I picked this as a stream, like, because there is kind of, I have sort of had the streamer's curse. Like, my LN2 streams never seem to go all that well. I kill a lot of hardware. get a lot of bad results. Chips that are like pre-tested like fall apart on LN2 for some reason. 318. Okay. So what I might also do now is I may not underload, but just pull down and see how low we can go. So that's minus 90. And we need to look for cold slows as well as like hard hangs. Minus 100. Haven't even zorched. Should probably zorch at some point. That vid display. Oh yes, it's super efficient. It's running on 87 millivolts. Sure. Absolutely. I may still step things. I'm sort of still a bit afraid of the heater issue causing some issues. Yeah, the valid's here. Look on the desktop. I would say minus 120. I probably should just restart and give it another 100 megahertz. I mean, maybe even more, but I don't want to be greedy. Let's just literally just. I'm not gonna go. I don't think, unless I was like really close to valid gold or something, I'm not gonna even bother going less than 100 megahertz increments. Even though, you know, AMD can do it and is beautiful and is amazing, unlike Intel, which only has 100 megahertz multis because they're dumb. But I don't think I'd bother with lower increments than that. Still half asleep. So what is it? It's 8 p.m. now. So that's noon in Germany. So it's 11 a.m. in the UK. So you're a night owl, are you? You had a big party night on the town on Thursday night. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we're sort of going for glory already. We have first place wrapped up. That's all we need. Just be a little bit economical on LN2 within reason and just have fun. I will take notes though. So 1318 was 47. So now we're going for 48 minus 130 even. Nice. Full pot would be sweet, wouldn't it? I don't want to dream though. 5 a.m. Yeah, off screen gives a little bit extra, but it's there's like a pyramid, there's like a hierarchy of tweaks, right? And it's an underappreciated skill in overclocking. It's like coding, right? Like if anyone in here is in IT, what's the phrase, like premature optimization is the death of software or something. Like people are like constantly like fucking jerking themselves off going, oh look, I unrolled a loop and made it more efficient, but the overall software is shit. And it's the same here. You want an overall solid overclock, just like apply the basic principles of overclocking. Don't overpour, don't underpour, don't overvolt, don't undervolt, don't take too big steps, that kind of thing, and rerun if the result is weird. And then, so that's like the bottom of the pyramid, I suppose, that you should do the most of. And then once you have all that locked in and you're kind of running out of like runway in a way, then you can be like, oh, okay, well, I've maxed my core. Now let's hide Geekbench or whatever for that extra little bit. Boom, here we go. I will try higher memory straps, so because I am you know, Zen Plus, which is what this is, does actually have an IMC that scales with cold, so you should theoretically see higher straps on cold. But I don't know if these APUs follow the same rulebook as the non-APUs. That's always a bit of a dark area. What was that? 13568. Okay, save that. Oh, wrong slot. Okay, time for more LN. Maybe not. Maybe one more run before then. We get the LN for the 5 gig run. Special occasion. So that's 4.9. Yep, everything else is in order. Actually, once this is running, I can probably get the LN. Shit, okay. The bottom of the... Woo, I got back before the end of the run. Usually Geekbench 3 runs are slow. Well, fast, I mean. The bottom of the doer got away from me there. It was a bit awkward. I had, I couldn't exactly... I mean, in the absolute worst case scenario, I would have dropped the thermos on the floor to have an extra hand to stop me from dropping the doer and spilling all the LN2 and maybe hurting myself and banging up the doer. But yeah, it was a bit like, oh, I've never... But that's the problem with the sore wrist. Like, you wouldn't think how big of a impediment a sore wrist is, but you just have these habits, right? Like, I always lift the doer with the left and hold the flask with the right, and I'm now like, am I stupid? This thing's already sore. I have to switch up. So I stood on the other side of the doer and tilted the doer with my right and held the flask with my left. But you're not used to that, so then you fuck up the like timing and spacing, and it's such a simple thing. Like, it sounds so stupid. It sounds like I'm being stupid, but it really is the case. Like, I'm not talking about writing or using scissors. Obviously, your dominant hand in most people's lives, your dominant hand is best for those. But like, even just simple fucking shit like lifting a doer, for some reason, it's harder with the other, whatever hand you're used to using. That's, if you use the opposite one, then you're in trouble. I have so many things to say about this, but I'll just save this run. 13. I did see some new people on the stream. I'll just... What is that? It's 13774. Okay, I hope there's no like weird OCP or whatever. Okay, it's super clean to get into BIOS. Okay, I'm gonna make an assumption here and say I need a bit more vCore, and it's just a dual core, so it should be safe to do 1.8 vCore on non-full pot temps, even though it is pasted and non-delidded. So I'm taking a bit of a chance there to like, not that cracking pace is all that common on AMD, but yeah, I should be very weary and not go above 1.8. Hey, FBNSS. Joining us from, I believe, a flight somewhere with in-flight Wi-Fi. How's that going? Did they give you your business class meal yet? Nice. Well, I'm glad I can be your in-flight entertainment. Okay, let's concentrate. Let's catch up and chat a little bit through the through this run. Banging scores from 34,000 foot up on Alice Springs. What a beautiful place, which has had its challenges recently. I'd love to go back at some point. Oh, it's not exclamation point specs, it's exclamation rig to get the CPU and all that. 6K single. I haven't even been looking at singles. Go 2 volts. Not today. Maybe post delayed full pot. That could be a thing. More VCore higher score. An average butter chicken. GP edit. Oh, passwords. But I mean, I don't really care. I can enter the password in seconds. That's a very rare to stream triad hang for some reason. Did I go to cold? And you know this infamous Geekbench kind of bug where it fails but the timer keeps running. Shiraz, nice. You're giddy. To climb it. Oh, okay. This is an interesting topic. Okay. So, right. Story time. Story time. Okay, I'll keep it warmer just out of curiosity to see what's going on there. Because it was very close to passing. So I'll keep it about -135 instead of 45, which is where I ended up with the pull down last run. Okay, so especially for the non-Aussies, okay, these are two very different places. One is much more famous than the other, but I'll just use these two examples because I've been to both, and they're like juxtaposing each other. So there used to be 2 places you could climb in Australia that you can no longer climb. Parliament House and Uluru, aka it used to be called Ayers Rock. Uluru is the indigenous name. So Uluru is like the big red rock in the center of Australia that FBNSS is currently flying over. Really famous. Lots of people want to go there. So both of them have had their climbs closed for different reasons. Parliament House was built on a hill with, you can look up pictures of it. Hey, 14K, woo! You can look up pictures of it. It's like this kind of dome-shaped type place, and it's got a very gradual roof like that with grass over it. And it was the architect specifically designed it this way so that the politicians would never be above the people, because the common person could walk above their heads, literally. And then in, I think it was 2017, 2018, there was some sort of terror plot in Canada related to their parliament, and Australia for some reason kicked off a review of security procedures following that. I think it was a foiled attack, right? And it was on the other side of the world. So to use that as an excuse to close something for security reasons, like they put up fences, and I think that's shit. So in 2015, I had kind of like the chance, the opportunity, I was able to do the thing that you can now no longer do because of the fences and because of the security measures, which was to walk over Parliament, and it's really, really cool. Uluru is kind of the opposite example. So Uluru has also had its climb closed, but I actually don't give a shit. So, well, there's a few different things. So first of all, there's something in Australia called traditional ownership, which is kind of like, I'm the worst person in the world to explain this, but essentially the way I understand it, pretty much every place in Australia is kind of owned by 2 people or 2 groups of people at the same time. Like whoever is like the modern owner of it, and whoever is the traditional owner of those lands from like thousands of years ago. And the traditional owners of Uluru, so along with traditional ownership goes this concept of actually having the right to like change the rules around the place and how it's used by the public and so on. And traditional owners of Uluru consider the rock extremely sacred and have always discouraged people doing the climb, because it's kind of a little bit disrespectful to walk on something, like climb something that's sacred. So that's kind of like a good reason to close the climb. But also, it would get closed so often anyway because it's in the desert and it's really hot there, and a lot of people would suffer heat exhaustion. And in order to make it safer for the climbers, and it is a strenuous time. I didn't do the climb. I went there at a time when the climb was still open and opted not to do it. I should have mentioned that earlier. But from what I've heard, a lot of the climbers get into difficulties, and they kind of have like a weather for when the climb was still open. They kind of had a weather forecast where if the temperature was projected to go above 35 degrees Celsius on that day, the climb would just be closed for that day. I think at some point they did it where if you went early enough in the morning, you could still go because it was cooler or whatever. But like in general, if it was going to be a hot day, the climb would be closed. So the climb was like in this like hot parts of the year, the climb would be kind of closed more than 50% of the time anyway. But I opted not to do it, because so the first reason is, oh well, you got to respect the traditional owners, right? The second reason, like I mean, okay, they have that thing with the weather, but like it's still kind of unsafe. You can like fall off and stuff and still suffer heat exhaustion if the day's forecast ends up being 34 degrees instead of 35 degrees. But the third reason is, from what I've heard and from the pictures I've seen, the view from the top is actually not that great because of course it's in a desert. Like the actual the site that is worth seeing in and around that place is the rock itself. So if you climb the only thing worth seeing in the area and therefore no longer have a view of that thing, the view is shit because all you see is just desert all around. You can see that from the floor as well, from the ground as well. You don't have to climb. Like people, like a lot of people, well, a lot like some people who don't like this concept of traditional ownership would climb it just to spite basically the traditional owners. Other people just wanted like the the challenge of doing that climb to just tick that off. But if you take all that out and just think of it as, is this a tourist site worth seeing? Uluru itself, yes, but the climb, no, because you no longer have a view of the rock. It's very counterproductive. Okay, let me save this score before my pot gets too hot and I lose it and there's all sorts of drama. Okay, so that's a 5G. I'm happy with that. Ooh, oh, I already saved the valid. I'll go up from BIOS one more time, and then I do want to double check that screenshot though. Okay, cool. Just try one more thing. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll try and catch up with chat as well. I'm sure people have all kinds of opinions. Yeah, so FBNSS, don't feel bad about not having done that climb. I mean, not that I can say definitively because I didn't do it myself either, but it's the sort of thing, why am I doing that? I feel like the Uluru climb, first of all, now that it's shut, it's the sort of thing that people regret not having done because, faraway hills are always greener. People always want the things that they can't have, that kind of thing. But it's also the sort of thing that you would strongly consider doing while planning a trip. But when you're on the trip and you're there and you really see the place and you get an idea of the time commitment involved in the climb and the other things on offer that you could do instead of it and so on, I think a lot of people get dissuaded via that, including me, basically. Okay, so that's a boot failure. I think I need colder. Yeah. Anyway, but Parliament House, if you weren't able to do Parliament House, that is actually a shame. Okay, so yeah, I did want colder, so we're still seeing cold scaling, so that's good. So that's 5-1. What's the biggest valid on this chip? 5-3. Coil wine. This would be the second biggest valid, so I'll grab a valid because I can sub this in the dog pile as well. So how does one do balance? For a millisecond there, I was like, oh, what am I doing? And just to be pedantic, even though I'm subbing a 100 B clock score, which is kind of pathetic, but let's get a screenshot as well. Okay, so this would be the 100 BC. Okay, let's tidy up the desktop a bit. We can't be having. So my prediction was like, previous to the stream, my prediction was an absolute flat out Geekbench 3 run where you're really trying hard was 15k. So I'm at 14k and I'm not trying that hard and I'm pretty early in the session. So I think everything's tracking. I do want more cold though. So let's do like minus 150. So that stream, that weird stream hang we had at colder. I feel like it was just a weird hang, maybe even just a memory related hang. So now minus 155. I'll stay here. I won't pour anymore. This should do for the entirety of the run. Okay, let's. Hey, Dark Gregor. Some lovely smoke indeed. Yes, finally. That's life exactly. I need to run this today. Spent so many hours on 9700X. Got it to run full pot, but didn't gain any clocks. Also, OGS 265. Yeah, 265 is hard to get good efficiency in. I said I wouldn't pour anymore, but I lied. I want to keep clocks. Yeah, I can't do Parliament House. Look it up. Seriously. I think the way I found out was really simple. So I went to Canberra in 2015. I did the walk. I was back in Canberra at some later point, like 2018 or something, or 2019, even post-pandemic. I don't know. It was, a few years ago. I can't remember. And I saw the fences up and I was like, this is shit. And I like went on Wikipedia that day, and if you look up Parliament House, it'll literally link you to the false terrorist attack in Canada that prompted the security review in Australia that recommended this bullshit. Basically, what did we have? We had a flat 14. We had this 14. I'm just trying to keep notes. 14.024 at 5 and minus 50. So minus 155, 51x, 1.8 volts still is a 14.256. Okay. What have I need to keep on top of this. I feel like I'm sort of forgetting things. Okay, so I've saved the valid, but I still need the screen. Oh, I am getting a little bit of coleslaw, am I? Okay. Well, let's just zorch up then. Okay, system's alive. So if you don't know this, like CB, like on APUs, that CB where you get like a sticky mouse and stuff, like kind of coleslaw, is often, depending on how cold you go. Obviously, if your coleslaw sets in at minus 150 and you keep pouring to full pot, you won't recover it. But if your coleslaw kicks in at 155 and you zorch up to 150, it's typically recoverable. 14.256. I think that's kind of the end of the road in a lot of ways. I'll try higher memory multi next. Okay, I'm constantly trying to catch up with chat, but there's a lot going on. Yeah, okay, so Zen 5, yeah, it's I mean the voltage scaling isn't there. The cold scaling is there, but very often when you get towards the end of the frequency range, you kind of need to rely on both voltage and cold scaling, and if voltage can't be set higher, then you kind of run out of gas. Okay, I'll save this. Okay, let's try 3866. Fuck it, I want to go climb it again. Okay. Too hot, closed. Too cold, closed. Rain, closed. Day ending in Y, closed. I mean, you can always like gonzo it, right? Wouldn't you be able to gonzo it? Ah, it's too warm again. I doubt they'd have rangers like patrolling it at night. You could just put on a light on your head and go to town. More than 1.55 does nothing. Yeah, same on 7000 series. 5300G has cold slow on Strix. Yeah, colds. Yeah, all this on. I don't think it's really a thing for. Okay, so we have higher RAM, right? Just randomly higher RAM. Okay, sweet. On on the AMD platforms, cold slow and cold bugs move around for the APU specifically on boards a lot. Not so much with the non APUs. Ooh, why am I pouring so much? That's probably too much. But mid run it should be okay. $1.7. Yeah, I don't know. It's a contentious topic. What I heard is that the TSMC 5 nanometer process basically can't take over 1.55. So you even compared to other cold benching, you're at a disproportional risk of killing the chip purely because of the volts, and then also the scaling is just isn't really there. Hey, Royal Maroc, how are you doing? Oh no, it's a triad hang again. The cursed triad hang. We'll just rerun. Very strange subtest to have a hang on. But okay. Alright, so interesting. Let's try that again. Some dice. Okay, what are you benching? 2D or 3D? First BSOD. It wouldn't be pushing the hardware if there weren't BSODs. Okay. Reboot at the same tempo, no BSOD. Curious to see this RAM scaling. Ooh, I need a rig pick. I should not forget that. I can't just stage or recreate a cold rig pick. I really do need a rig pick. It's not like air where it's like, oh, I forgot to make a rig pick. Let's just plonk it cooler down on the rig. Oh, okay, that was too much. Okay, double check that the RAM is really set. Okay, getting a few little stickies, but with the run it should be fine. screenshot the stream. Okay, I get what you're saying. I like to have the rig pick like on my phone to refer to later on. Yeah. Okay, let's keep it. Let's have it go a little bit warmer than last run. I mean, there's absolutely no reason you can't do over like 4,000 on this architecture, whether this particular chip or this particular SKU or like, you know, ooh, 70 points at most. It is only 66 RAM, like 66 megahertz of RAM, though. I shouldn't be all that surprised. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. I don't know why I so neatly arrange everything. It's like, as long as it's not covered. Okay, what was it? 14, 3, 2, 3. 14, 3, 2, 3. One too many digits there. 14, 3, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go for the big old. Oh no, we're only at 38.66, so the next is actually 39.33. I was gonna say we're gonna go for the big 4,000, but not yet. It might have been too cold. Nope. Okay, so I'm not gonna look at. I'm too busy here. I'm not gonna look at the browser right now. But can someone tell me the other parts of this stage? So there's 7900X for 12 core, 7700X for 8 core. Is that right? Is that the other core count, the big core count? And then is it 4 core as well? Is that, or what's this? Like 5 subs, right? Is it 2, 4? Is it 2, 4, 8, 12, or is it 2, 6, 8, 12? 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. Shit. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say I could have run 4 core, but actually I sold my 5350G. Hey, White Shark. How you doing? Yeah, I thought. Yeah, no, it's 5 subs. You're right. I was counting wrong. I thought it was 5 subs, somehow excluding an 8 core, which doesn't make any sense because there's no 16 either. So where else are you gonna go? Like tri-core? Oh, I mean, the scaling is really starting to fall off. I do want that 4,000 for EPing though. But yeah, okay. I even so even if 4,000 passes, there's absolutely no point in spending time on getting above 4,000 because I mean these sticks, maybe not with as tight timings as I'm using, but these sticks would do like, I mean, cast like looser cast 12 easily do like 4,200. It's just a question of does the IMC keep up? But I have the IMC blasted up to 1.55, which I wouldn't do on air. But on LN2, it's a calculator risk. Let's say 14,359. And don't forget the valid. So White Shark is Team Hardware Reactor going to be competing in Team Cup this year? Alright, let's save that. Let's go for the big 4,000. I want to see it. I want to see your 4,000, 12, 11, 11, 3,000 G Geekbench pass, all out LN2. Session at the end of the month. Nice. Whoa. It booted. Let's do it. Let's fucking go, guys. 4,000 on an APU. I'm enjoying this far too much, but you know, it's the little things in life, as they say. I mean, there's B clock clock drift, which is kind of doing my head in, but there you go. 4,000, 12, 11, 9, 21, 29, 1T on an APU. It's probably going to score shit. I may actually just do reruns just to get, because I want to get that flashy 4,000 score. And like, if the first run is bad, like if it's not that much of an improvement, I might just rerun 2 or 3 times just to get a good run out. Because I'm superficial like that. You know me by now, guys. I'm superficial like that. It's colder than I thought. Session at the end of the month. I'm expecting some good 775 B clock scores then out of like Dagunzi and those kind of people. It might have been an overpour. Shit. I'm obviously screenshotting it. I'm also gonna. This is gonna be the reference valid that I'm gonna valid, because you know, if you want to make sure you're safe, if you want to make sure that your valids are safe, do it in style on a 4K 14355. Boom. Copy that onto the bench drive. Eject. Throw it in the lappy. And now SS it. With Zen timings, you know, just for extra style points. So that's what, 14355. Just update my notes. Minus 150, 1.8 volts, 4,000 RAM, 14355. The scaling's really like fallen off a cliff, but I'm not surprised. This is Geekbench we're talking about. This is pretty much normal. Okay, let's do a minimized run. There you go. This will keep Vinster happy. Okay, we're below minus 155, but mid run it's okay. I'll just have to make sure I come off of it towards the end of the run. Which actually I don't know when the end of the run is. I'll just have to keep like a semi-constant temperature. Maybe it's hung itself. Oh, there's a score. So here's a little tweak for me. You see that when the second, because I hit minimize, the way you know the run is ended, well, you can run a timer, of course, on another system. But the only way the run, the run has ended is, especially on a low heat load chip like this, where you'll never guess it from the pod, when there's a second Geekbench window that's popped up. And that actually gave me a worse score. Why am I not surprised? Okay, anything that's under 13, under 14, I mean, is clearly not. Am I missing some screenshots here? So there's a validness screenshot, a validness screenshot. This one I don't care about because it's slow anyway, but there's the valid. Okay, here's my last two scores. Let's quickly valid, get that over with. I mean, more than 10k memory score would be kind of baller, but that's a long way off. The scaling is not. Okay, so GUI on my laptop is showing valid, now just hitting validate. Okay, all nicely validated. A quick look at, do we have the single as well? Okay, 5.8 was the single. Okay, now it's just CPU frequency, guys. And to get that up and running, I'm going to re-enable P states and all that. Sounds kind of rude, doesn't it? P states, but you know. Give me that BIOS. Okay, let's resave this. And it was under advanced CPU. Just auto everything basically. Cool and quiet. It may need. I don't think this CPU has a boost. Okay. I mean, I may lose some efficiency by having these states on, but I really strongly kind of feel like if there is something that I can do to get Zen states working, this is the thing. There may not be. Let me just get a hoodie. Fuck. How is it so cold all of a sudden? Okay, so that's a hang because it's too warm, which is fair enough. All right, first things first. Let's see. Let's stay well clear of the cold slow temps, so that doesn't interfere with our Zen states testing. And let's try the Vinster the Vinster move again. Okay. Actually, let's try up here. Maybe up here is suddenly working. Who knows? No, it flips up. It's actually pretty good for, like, one core valid might work that way, but okay, let's disable that. Apply. Disable these P states. Apply. Now let's go to as suggested by Mr. Vinny. And let's try and go up a little. No, same issue. Yeah, CCX, I can try that. Okay. Too warm again. It's amazing what you can do in two thermoses. It's not like I've been really stingy with my LN2 or really rushed the session, but this is just two, not even that fully filled thermoses, and I've gotten a pretty good idea of what's going on with the chip. Okay, this old chestnut again. And this thermos is the second thermos isn't even empty yet. Okay. Let's double check. Let's download the one that's referenced in the Discord. It's the same version number, but you never know. Maybe this is the secret sauce. Maybe I've corrupted the one that's on here without knowing it. Who knows? Okay, let's close the one that's not been working for us. Let's like just pull just an entirely new version. Ugh. Yuck. Really? 3.5. I think I have an offline installer for 3.5. I mean, this is kind of annoying, but boom. Okay, no, this is just getting way too. Yes, very legit. What have I changed? Oh, I wanted to try a CCX. Let's lower the multi. See what happens there. Lowering worked. Let's re-raise the multi. Oh. Is it sticking? Ah. Okay. Okay. Hail Mary, Rising Master. Which is taking a very long time to copy over, but you know, I could have tried this on ambient, but it's always 101 different things to try. It's like sometimes you might think, oh well, why didn't you try that? That's obvious. Well, when there's 50 different obvious things to try, then it's no longer obvious because You gotta pick between them. I don't think it's gonna work. I think I looked at the spec sheet and it said it wasn't gonna work. Oh. Okay. Close this in case it interferes in some way. Okay, predictable. Let's try the crosshair tool. I don't know if that works on a different. Okay, got a bit too warm there, I think. It's okay. Let's go into BIOS. Let's try and give it. I said I wasn't going to do 50 megahertz steps, but let's try and give it 50 megahertz. See what happens. Could go for above 4,000 RAM just to be a total sicko, but yeah, I need more cold. I've had cold related boot failures, but I haven't actually like failed to boot a multi really so far. Oh, this is still getting a bit too warm. Okay. If it boots, it runs, right? Isn't that the rule? Let's run off of it because I'm greedy. That save. Indeed it did. Oh, that's a lot of pour, but let's see how the run does. Minus 167. Maybe something I did like unlocked a lower cold bug. Who knows? But I'll let it go back to where I actually wanted to be. But I mean, the rules for cold bugs mid run are different to non mid run anyway, right? Like idle, especially coming off of a run. Stream ad, stream triad. Ooh. God damn it. What is that hang? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. It's just like the most random thing because I've seen it happen in several different random situations now. So yeah, let's try to do this pour without fucking up my wrist or dropping a dure or wasting LN2. Okay, so we have a boot. We should still have the same clocks. All is good to double check. The early subtests are really light anyway, so you can kind of always just start the run warm because nothing ever really happens in the early subtests. I mean, Dijkstra is hard on the RAM, but that doesn't... Unless you have like a CPU, like an IMC temperature hotspot, like sweet spot, I mean. There's no requirement there. I mean, on Intel you obviously have that because Intel is just a dumb platform to bench. No, I'm kidding, but you know. Okay, let it go a bit warmer. I wish I was warmer. Yes. I mean, it's just 100 points here and there, but still nice. So that's what, like 20 points per 50 megahertz? Not really all that exciting, but yeah, I don't know. How does one install .NET 3.5 fully offline on Win 11? The earlier ones, I don't know. The later ones actually have offline installers, right? Like there's a .NET 4.0 offline installer. It's a mess. This always online bullshit. Just dumb. What's happening, Gord? O2. Is it on strike? This will be my rig pick with O2 showing. Okay, let's just give it a reset. Yeah, I know the DISM method, but I'm not doing that. That's too much effort. I only do that when I initially set up an OS, not just like mid benching session. Okay, so let's save that. Getting tired. I'm working tomorrow. I'm on day 2 of a 6-day work week. I had Wednesday off, and now my like Monday was Thursday. Now this is like a Tuesday to me. Wednesday, Thursday are the weekend, and then it's like another Thursday, I guess, on Monday, and then my actual Friday is gonna be Tuesday. Confused much yet? Yeah, this is hitting the max, isn't it? I mean, the boot code indicates that it's fully booted, but maybe just a late hang. Give it one more try. For this kind of stuff, you never really know is like warmer better, colder better. Like it just, sometimes it just likes what it likes, but it's inconsistent as well. For me, warmer is better for sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's try colder. Okay, maybe not minus 162. It's doing something. It's really struggling. Maybe I'm not giving enough time. Maybe it would eventually show display out, but I've got two places the display out can possibly be detected: the capture card and the screen in front of me, and both of them are blank. So, come on, bias. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's do. You know what we can do? You know what we can do? Oh, is 1.8 the max? 1.8 is the max. Ouch. This is not a good validation board for several different reasons. Let's try the higher memory multi. What is there to lose? Scuffed? What do you mean scuffed? Okay, that's... Oh, is that the top multi? Like, does that multi... Because the sidebar that you can't see... Let me show you. Oh, wrong one. See here? It's like it's not applied the higher multi. Like there literally is no 4066. Okay, let's try 4133 then. What is there to lose? Hey, Gazak. How are you doing? Let's try and... Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be funny, Paul, or anything. I actually think that there are no multis above 40x. Here we go. What's CPU-Z gonna tell us here? Because I'm fucking curious. Is it the same as the... Oh no, my mouse is dead. Why is my mouse dead? Let's try a different USB port. But maybe the... What about... Yeah, it's just... Okay, so it just like... Very, very late decided to hang itself. Let's just retry that. Okay. I have a mouse. What ratio has it detected? What's it going to claim now? I set 4133. Yeah, it does. My IMC is too good. It doesn't. AMD engineers, fix this shit. I need more memory ratios. Send me a firmware fix or something. I'm having so much fun today. This is way more fun than I imagined. My IMC is just too damn good, guys. AMD never spec for this. This is outside of spec. All right. This should be a well BCLKing platform, I guess. So let's get the calculator out. What's 51 times 101? 5150, perfect. Okay, so if we can get 101 going, we'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah, who knows? It's an APU. It's not really intended to be like benched or overclocked even in a daily sense. So there could be lots of different reasons why there is no ratio above 4000. This is good. I need to sub this board for B-Clock Dogpile anyway, so here we go. It's not liking this though, is it? Took a while. But it's a late hang. You see that? Oh no, it's like it's right on the edge of stability. Look at that. Oh, maybe the coal bug is moving lower because I'm B-clocking. Yeah, it seems like yeah, but I still don't have a mouse. Okay, so we couldn't go above 1.8 V-Core. Couldn't get Zen states working or Horizon Master. Impact is such a nice board. You want to sell me that Impact? It's so hard to find. Everyone who owns one, like for daily, hangs on to it because it's just amazing. You can put a 5800 X3D in there for daily. It's fun. Okay, let's go 5125 and 100.5 and see what. Oh, there's no decimal B clock. Shit. Okay. Okay, I should probably actually set the OVP correctly and OCP. That is probably something I should have done earlier. And let's eke out the most V-Core ever with Ultra Extreme. And let's go up here and down here and save that as a profile. And now let's literally try 25 megahertz steps. I mean, who gives a fuck? 15 euro. Yeah, Zeus dropped that support. Yeah, actually you should first check if it's really supported on your board. Oh, what's with this weird mouse going away? Is it there now? Is it just a delayed reaction or what? Yeah, let's just give it a boot. Okay. Okay, this is game over. Sorry, guys. I think as much fun as I was having, I think with the platform sort of issues that I'm facing now, it's probably time to call it. It's been fun though, so I'm not saying. Okay, so this is the only board I could use. So obviously, the same RAM, the same chip, same everything, just with a different board with in-OS multipliers and more than 1.8 vCore. Obviously, the score can be beaten, but given the limitations, I'm super happy. So first LN2 stream in a while. I'm gonna put a heat pack on my wrist now. There will be a stream next week. I might do like Tuesday night, something like that. It'll be LGA 1366. I mean, I'd like to think that like Saturday, Sunday, bit of Monday, I'd have it all sorted out, even if I don't bench every single night. But I'll still be on it by Tuesday, Wednesday. I will still be for sure. So I don't know exactly what phase I'll be in. Like, will I be on the Rampage 2 or will I have fixed my Rampage 3 Black Edition? Possibly ready for LN2, but like it's a super complex platform with, you know, Encore, triple channel RAM. Yeah, even as the chips act weird and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll still be on that. There's an outside chance I might be on 7-zip tricore, maybe. But yeah, no, it's gonna be LGA 1366. Maybe just have a really short look at the comp again. Is there anything that I'm missing? So AMD is pretty well covered. This I've streamed. This is still upcoming, but it's AM3, so I you know, there's no mysteries there. It's just a matter of bidding and running it. This I streamed the ambient part. I've done the LN2 part, and I'm happy with it. This I just did LN2. We're done. I'm not coming back to that. This is the final score. Intel. That's what I've been talking about. This I've already done LN2. This I don't have a chip for. This I don't have a chip for. And then 3D, for whatever reason, just the way things have worked out. I mean, miscellaneous is a different topic kind of, but there's obviously 2D in miscellaneous. But if you just look at like the main 2D subcomps and the main 3D subcomps, just the way things have worked out this year, I'm doing all of 2D first and then all of 3D next. But yeah, MISC, I've also already kind of promised a dogpile stream where I literally just run through boards. Land parity I don't really have. I can do as placeholder score on AM2 Plus, but I don't have a good board for it. It's all Intel basically this stage. Yeah, Pi Prime perfect scores up already in my team. 3 Macro 1. Maybe, but I'm not super keen on it or anything. Like I said, I'm gonna look after my wrist now. Maybe have a nightcap or something. I don't know. Watch a bit of TV, like wind down before I start my work weekend. Yay! Thanks all for watching and all that. You're going for a 300k average? Nah, you're gonna need a 320k average, obviously. Like that goes without saying. Okay. Thanks, guys. Until next time.